Hello students, today we will talk about layers. In general, layers in Grease Pencil work the same as in other graphic editors, so nothing difficult today. Let's recall the basic settings and prepare the scene for drawing. As usual, we open a new file. Delete everything unnecessary. Switch to Render Preview. Change the background to a lighter one. Switch the color space to Standard. Switch to the top view, remove the grid and 3D cursor from the screen. Create an empty Grease Pencil object and switch to Draw mode. Turn off pen pressure sensitivity, set the density to maximum, and increase the brush radius. And don't forget to disable the layers influenced by light. Now let's create a couple more layers. For both new layers, also disable the influence of light. Create a material with fill, without outline. The color doesn't matter because we will switch to color attribute mode. Now when drawing, you need to consider two main parameters, the layer we are drawing on, and the material we are using. Let's choose the fill material and also the bottom layer. Restrict the color attribute to fill only and try to draw 3 intersecting shapes, each time choosing a different color: red, blue, green. Each new stroke lies on top of the existing ones. When drawing, each stroke is assigned an ordinal number. Let's call it Z-index. The higher this number, the higher this particular stroke will be in the stack. The last drawn stroke will always be on top. Currently, the red shape has index 1, so it is at the bottom. The blue shape has index 2, so it is in the middle. And the green shape has index 3. This is the highest index, so the green shape overlaps all the others. This order can be changed at any time. This can be done in edit mode. The arrange function only works in the stroke selection mode because you can only change the index of an entire stroke. Let's move the green stroke down one step. Switch to stroke selection mode. Select the green stroke. Right-click. Open the Arrange menu and choose Send Backward. The green stroke swapped places with the blue one. Now the green stroke has an index of 2 and the blue stroke has an index of 3. Repeat the action. Select the green stroke and move it one more step down. Now the green stroke is at the very bottom, as if it was drawn first. Any stroke can be moved to the very top or bottom in one action. Let's return the green stroke to its place. Right-click and select Bring to Front. There are only 4 options in the Arrange menu. 2 of them, the ones in the middle, move the selected strokes one step up or down. The other to move the selection to the extreme positions regardless of the number of steps, either straight to the top or straight to the bottom. Let's change the layer. The stroke we draw is added to the selected layer. Let's select the middle one and draw some shapes on it. The new layer will also have its own stroke arrangement. But in any case, the new layer will cover all objects on the lower layer because this layer is higher in the layer list. If we want to bring the first layer to the top, we just need to change the order of the layers. Select the bottom layer and press the arrow up. The first and second layers swapped places. Now let's switch to the third layer and draw a rectangle, which we will use as a background. To make it a background, we need to move it to the bottom of the layer list. Separating objects by layers is a necessity. In large projects, there are so many strokes that if you put them on one layer, you won't be able to work with them. Switching to edit mode, you will see a mess that is impossible to fix or adjust. But if you distribute the strokes by layers according to their purpose, it becomes much easier to work. For example, if I need to hide the middle layer, I just click the visibility icon, and the layer disappears. Or, if I switch to edit mode to fix some individual strokes, I can lock the layers I don't want to accidentally select or change. I just lock all the layers except the needed one and don't worry about breaking something. This process can be automated in the Layer menu using the Lock Inactive Layers checkbox. If you activate it, all other layers will be automatically locked when you select a layer. Now I will delete everything and show a simple example of the scheme we will work with most often. We need 3 layers with clear names. The bottom layer will be called Fill. It will have the fill. The top layer will have the outline, so let's call this layer Outline. The middle layer will be called Details. It will contain all the details. Now select the Fill layer. Switch to Draw mode. Choose the fill material, select the blue color from the palette, and draw a circle. You can use the Circle tool for this. Holding Shift, you can draw a perfect circle. Stretch the circle to the desired size. Press Space or Enter to confirm the shape. Now switch to the top layer called Outline. Change the material to outline, select a dark color, and draw a circle. Approximately the same size. It's okay if it doesn't perfectly match the fill. Switch to Edit mode, select the circle, move it to the center, and scale it with the S key. Done. Now switch to the Details layer. Choose the fill material. Switch to the Pencil tool. Choose a light color and draw a highlight. Choose a dark color and draw a shadow. Everything is ready. Each element is on its layer. And the layers are in the correct order. That's why the outline should always be on the top layer. If you move the outline layer down, the fill will partially cover the outline, making it thinner. And if the fill contour is not perfectly smooth, it will be visible. But if the outline is on top, it hides all irregularities along the fill contour. I'll show a couple more ways to draw the same thing. I'll roll back to the moment we drew the first circle. Select the fill layer. Switch to Edit mode. Switch to Stroke Selection mode and select the circle. Duplicate it with Shift D and drop it in the same place by pressing Escape or right-click. Now, without deselecting, press M and send the selected copy to the outline layer. Now we have to fill circles on different layers. Switch to the outline layer, select the circle, and assign it the outline material. And we get an outline that perfectly matches the fill in shape and position but is on a separate layer. Now switch to the Details layer. Return to Draw mode. Choose the fill material, select the whitest color, and draw a highlight. Then choose the darkest color and draw a shadow. Now in the Layer Properties, grab the Transparency slider and reduce the value to the desired result. Done. And the last option. I'll hide the Details layer. Switch to the Fill layer and in Edit mode, delete everything from it. Now only the outline is on the screen. And it often happens that the drawing starts with the outline. And then the necessary areas are filled with the desired colors. The easiest way to do this is with the Fill tool. Return to Draw mode and select the bucket on the toolbar. The fill material is used for the fill. Don't forget to choose it. Then select the color and double-click inside the outline. If the stroke is closed, the selected area will be filled with the chosen color. Fill is a complex tool, and we will return to it again. And now a break. Bye-bye.